You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. Oh my goodness, what a colorful week we have coming this week, huh? All week long has been awesome because we have so many of you that are contacting me and inspiring me, and I appreciate it as I sit here in my studio in the Daytona Beach area, sending this all around the world. Today, have you ever felt like you wanted to say yes to yourself more? Or maybe you haven't, it's not worked out for you. But a lot of people, they're so busy serving other folks, which is something we all do. But eventually you have to say yes yourself to get what you want, right? And no, I'm not going to give you the metaphor of being on the airplane and putting the mask on first before. No, I'm not going to do that, no. Although, in a way, I just already did, didn't I? But I'm not going to do that. It's a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day. I don't need to reuse metaphors. I just make them up every single day. It's an endless supply of metaphors coming out of my mouth. I know. It's just an amazing thing, a God-given talent. And I'm going to use it for the time that I'm here. And eventually I'll hand my metaphor-generating machine on to somebody else. Saying yes to yourself, man, it's a hard thing. Now, I will admit that I'm pretty good at saying yes to myself. In fact, I'm pretty addicted to it. Pretty much just do that. Give myself permission to do whatever I say I want to do. Now, I also understand that there's lots of things, lots of consequences that can come from that, because when I say yes to myself, what am I saying to somebody else potentially? We'll get to that. You can figure it out for yourself right now. But we'll talk about it. My name is Scott Smith. I'm the founder and the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. We will, starting next week, I have not done coaching groups. I haven't done any workshops for a while. It's been about a year since I've opened up to do anything. I always like it because I like to get you on Zoom calls with me so I can work with you and help you, and we can kind of get touchy-feely, get to know each other a little bit. So listen next week. If you're on my email list, I will be able to send you some things that will get you there, make it a little bit easier. Otherwise, you will hear from me next week, and I will begin to tell you where. One of them is my Wisdom to Wealthy workshop that's coming up, and the other one is a big old challenge we're going to do. It has something to do with goals. That's going to be fun, so get ready for that. So yes, you deserve to say yes to yourself. You deserve to say yes to yourself. Just take a breath and suck that in right now. Sorry, soak that in. Suck it in if you want to. I don't care. deserve to say yes to yourself. If you've ever felt that way, you do. Now, let me just say that sometimes I don't think you deserve anything. I don't think any of us deserve anything. I think we earn it. But it's nice to say, isn't it? And I know you feel that way, and I feel like I deserve things just like you do. But the truth is, you have to earn it. So if you want to say yes to yourself, you have to earn it. You have to do something to make that happen. And you can. There is nobody out there right now saying, you need to say no to yourself so I can say yes to me. It's not happening. You just think it is. Do you ever wish you had a less complicated life, for instance? Maybe. Even if your job and your life are overcomplicated out of necessity, like in launching a rocket or performing brain surgery, you can still simplify everything by saying yes. So how do you do it? Well, the fact is, the actions you're taking in your life right now and your job are probably causing you, they're not. Actually, they're not. They're not causing you overwhelm. It's the people and the results that you are causing that are going on around you that make you feel that way. So it's not the stuff you're doing. It's not the actions you're taking. It's the results that are coming back at you. It's stuff that's happening around you. It may not be anything to do with what you're doing. It's just coming around the world. It's like, that what comes around goes around. It's like you swear some dude did something bad. It bounced all around the world. And when it came back, he had left the Walmart parking lot and you were walking into Walmart and it hit you. So wait a second. I didn't do anything. What'd you do that to me for? It just happens. See? Another metaphor. There's an easy way to uncomplicate, and that is to say yes, you have to say no a lot more. To arbitrary, to unattainable demands of others, of yourself. And you need to focus exclusively on the results you want. Now, what happens when you say no? Here's the thing before I get into the yes part of this. When you say no, why does it feel so uncomfortable? Because it's conflict. Nobody wants to be told no, and you don't want to say no. Although millennials are really good at saying no. So you think so I feel like we should do this. They're really good at saying no without ever saying the word no. And if you want to ever get a millennial to look at you with cross-eyed and like, what happened? Just say no to them. They don't even know what's going on. It's weird. But when you learn, welcome to Scott after a good weekend. So here's a couple ideas for you to say yes to yourself more. You ready for this? Number 1, practice the law of good enough. Perfectionism is overrated. You will waste years of productive time that you could use to enjoy your life. So just set your own standards and rise to them. Good enough. Or if you really want to just cut it down to simple, good enough. Just cut the word in half. Just good enough. That's it. Getting it out the door, a project, something you want to do, somebody you want to meet, a phone call you want to make, a text you want to send, an email, even if it's not perfect, getting out the door and into momentum is so much more valuable than waiting till you get it just right. My whole business, and you can remind me all you want to, and you do often, is built on incredible lack of perfectionism. Incredible. I just keep going. And in the end, it's pretty good. And every now and then it's perfect. And many times it's not. But that's okay. You can fast forward. Good enough. Perfectionism is overrated. And I promise you this, you're going to waste years of your life. And think about it right now. Now, I don't know how old you are, and there's a point in time in your life when you start to recognize that, as they say, there's less time on the planet now than there was before, because you're like halfway through or something like that. There is a time when you will wake up and realize that productive time, enjoyable time in your life is the most important thing for you. Fortunately, I'm the kind of guy that I actually thought about that when I was 18 years old, and I just kept doing it. I have not changed as to why I do what I do today. I get it. Time runs out when you least expect it. Good enough. Let's get back to no. Get good at saying no. Make that 2-letter word your default answer to everything. And sometimes saying nothing will get the same result. This ghosting thing people do. If somebody's unreasonable, and I have run into unreasonable people before, they won't take my no for an answer, so ghost them. Professional? Yeah, if they not a good fit for my life, absolutely. Don't fall for it, guys. Don't fall for the agendas. Get good at saying no. I will tell you that one of the things that started me in this business, some insights behind baseball, back behind base, but you know what I mean. I can't remember it. Anyway, years ago, I was into Tony Robbins and all these guys, and was learning like crazy, and it was kind of getting me going a little bit. But I was sitting at a radio station studio in Orlando. I think I was on Magic 107 at the time. It was boring. It was automated radio, and I was talking about every 15 minutes. And I was reading a book. That book in my hand. It was a yellow book. I call it the Yellow Book because it's not yellow anymore, but Cheryl Richardson wrote that book years ago. I think it was called Time of Your Life. And it was all about saying no. And I was like, wait a second, this is silly. It's a book that's all about the time of my life, and it's all about no. And she taught me a lesson that day. And I started saying no. And it was a little bit rough along the way. But you know what? I sorted out all that roughness, and suddenly there was no roughness left. Suddenly it was like, okay, all the bad stuff is gone. Let's say yes. Let's go. So we're going to be good enough. We're going to say no, and your no is going to be your default answer. Your no should be a default answer to anything unless you've thought it through. And secondly, keep in mind, probably the most important thing, this sounds bad sometimes when I say this, because it's real. Keep in mind that ultimately the only thing that matters in your life is your ability to breathe. I had a friend one time say, that and drink beer. I said, okay, what? Fine. But really, truthfully, if you can breathe, you can do anything. If you can't breathe, you can do nothing. And if you just break it down to the simple nature, when you're born, you take your first breath. When you die, you let out your last breath. In between, does anything else really matter? As long as you're breathing, you can do anything. You can be happy about it, can't you? Everything else is optional and self-inflicted. Mostly because we don't know what to do. I know. Personal belief in my life is Curly was right in City Slickers when he said the one thing. I think all of us chase it down for our whole life. Nobody downloads the entire history of how mankind should live and succeed when we're born into us. That'll happen someday, I'm sure. But for now, we got to learn it. How long does it take? 80 or 90 years. That's about it. So cut out the stuff that doesn't work. Do the stuff that does work and watch what happens. All right, tomorrow, ritualistic success. Now, this is something that when you hear it for the first time, you're going to go, wait a second, that's really simple. I have talked about this for years. I call it my 5 R's. Those of you who've been around for the last 20 years, you know I've talked about this before. And it's absolutely how I roll with my life every single day. I'm paying attention to my energy, my physical and my mental energy every single day, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow. See me on Facebook, dailywisspodcast.com/Facebook. I'll be there in moments.